very good afternoon to all judges, faculties, and all the delegates. Today, I am here to present the role of chest radiographs and electrocardiogram in predicting hemodynamics of congenital heart disease. I would like to thank my co-authors, especially Neeraj sir and Gaurav sir, for their continuous guidance during this study. As we all know that chest X-rays and ECG are the most widely available and economically viable in patients with suspected congenital heart disease. The main objective of our study was to predict the hemodynamics of the congenital heart disease in terms of volume overload and pressure overload of various chambers of the heart, and also to identify accuracy of these tools for preliminary diagnosis. Most of the literatures have given a review that routine chest X-ray and ECG continue to be valuable tools for preliminary diagnosis of congenital heart disease. The role of chest X-ray and ECG for the detection of congenital heart disease is still questionable due to previous studies showing low sensitivity and specificity. Chest X-ray alone is not diagnostic of specific cardiac lesions with a low accuracy of only 71%. However, the use of ECG and X-ray in the initial evaluation of heart murmur was found to be useful, and it was found that ECG is more accurate than chest X-ray in detection of cardiac chamber enlargement and heart disease. It was also found that it has limited values in diagnosis of pulmonary pressure changes. So the main objective was to evaluate sensitivity and specificity of chest X-ray and ECG in assessing hemodynamics of congenital heart disease, taking echocardiographic as diagnostic standard. Our study was a retrospective clinical study done at Max Super Specialty Hospital. Ethical and scientific committee clearance was taken prior to the study. All patients with a diagnosis of congenital heart disease undergoing any form of cardiac intervention, either surgical or non-surgical, were included in the study. Chest X-ray and ECG were blinded to observer with respect to echo findings. 50 patients aged 2 months to 23 years were enrolled for the study, and data was collected in a pre-designed and pre-tested performa by evaluating chest X-ray and ECG and comparing those data with echocardiographic details. As we have taken the chest X-ray and ECG guidelines criteria from the standard guidelines, I'll be skipping few slides which mentions about the chest X-ray and ECG criteria taken for the study. In the statistical analysis, SPSS version 27 was used for the analysis. Sensitivity, specificity, positive predictive value, negative predictive value, positive likelihood ratio, negative likelihood ratio, and accuracy for each chest X-ray and ECG variables were calculated, and those were compared with the echocardiographic details. OIN kappa was also calculated as a measure of concordance or agreement between the diagnostic method and was categorized accordingly. P-value of less than 0.05 was considered statistically significant. While comparing chest X-ray data with echocardiographic variables, it was found that situs and cardiac position had the highest sensitivity, specificity, and accuracy, with all being 100%. And similarly, cardiomegaly, the sensitivity was 85% with specificity of 66% and accuracy of 74%. For enlargement of cardiac chambers, sensitivity ranged from 57% to 84%, with specificity ranging from 54 to 74%, and accuracy being 50 to 74%. For the detection of pulmonary artery hypertension, it was found that it had the lowest sensitivity of 12 to 12.5%, with specificity of 95% and accuracy of 82%. For the analysis of dilatation of cardiac chamber, it was found that it had a high specificity of 95 to 97% and accuracy of 92 to 94%. Similarly, the ECG results as compared with echocardiography, it was found that the maximum sensitivity was with LV pressure overload conditions, with sensitivity being 100%, specificity being 54%, and accuracy being 56%. Similarly, our RV pressure overload condition also had a modest sensitivity of 86% with specificity of 57% and accuracy of 70%. Whereas in case of biventricular hypertrophy, it was found that it has the lowest sensitivity of 50% with accuracy of 62%. The strength of our study was it is one of the novel studies that illustrate the importance of this easily available and economic tools for predicting hemodynamics of congenital heart disease in resource-constrained setting like ours. To the best of our knowledge, this happens to be the first study which talks about the hemodynamics of congenital heart disease with respect to chest X-ray and ECG. However, the limitation of small sample size and larger trials are needed to support or refute this hemodynamic findings. Last but not the least, we would like to conclude that chest X-ray correlated well for dilatation of cardiac chambers, whereas ECG correlated well for pressure overload conditions, especially LV pressure overload conditions. So chest X-ray and ECG can be considered as preliminary tools for predicting hemodynamics of congenital heart disease. And also this hemodynamic data may aid development of software tools for screening of congenital heart disease in near future. Thank you.